Hello, and welcome to my channel. Hey guys, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads. Today we are going to be doing the traditional Booktube Newbie tag because you guessed it, I'm a newbie here at Booktube. So it is a tag that is a list of 11 questions, and I hope I can read my own handwriting because I've got these down here on these little handy dandy post-it notes. So if I can't read my own handwriting, I am going to, well, I'm going to kick myself. So let's jump right up into it and start off with number one. Why did you start this channel? Well, peer pressure. Plain and simple peer pressure. Honestly, I was in multiple Discords, and, you know, I like to talk about, you know, fantasy, obviously, thus, you know, the bookshelf and this Booktube channel. And a lot of people were talking to me saying, you know, have you thought about starting a channel? And I was like, yeah, I thought about it, but, you know, there's so many channels. And I'm like, well, no, I mean, there are a lot of channels, but you should still do it. You know, it's fun, and it's a good community. Go ahead and join it. And I was like, no. And then a couple other booktubers finally convinced me to just give it a shot. So I would, you know, just like to give a quick shout out to Nico from Nico's Book Reviews, who put a lot of pressure on me, and Megan from Megan's Reading Revelations. We'll see how this goes. Number two, what fun and unique traits do you bring to Booktube? Fun and unique. Well, I am a quirky individual, and so I hope to bring a quirky energy to Booktube and see what happens. Number three, what are you excited about joining Booktube? Well, I'm actually excited about the community. I want to definitely collaborate with other booktubers. I want to grow the channel. I want to talk with people in the comments, which by all means, go ahead and leave a comment, and, you know, I'd love to start a conversation with you. Honestly, the community on Booktube is one of the most wholesome places I've ever really found on the internet. I mean, that said, there are disagreements, but it's always, it's never hateful. So fingers crossed we can keep it that way. Why do you love reading? Well, I don't know. Honestly, I grew up reading, and it's just something I've always done. I remember whenever I used to get in trouble as a kid, I'd get grounded. And I'd be like, my parents would be like, you stay in the middle of the bed. Don't go anywhere. Don't do anything. Here's 3 books. That's what you can do. And that was my punishment. I was encouraged to read as punishment. And it helped foster a genuine love for reading. And it's just kind of stuck with me throughout my entire life. I mean, I go through ups and downs, but I mean, lately, in the last couple of years, I'm reading upwards of 2 to 3 books a week. So it's probably my number one pastime anymore. So that's why I love reading. Number 5, what book got you into reading? Okay, well, I'm almost 31, so you're asking me to think back, but I do remember reading The Boxcar Children, The Magic Treehouse, but the very first book I remember, like really remember, is one of 2 options. I remember getting for Christmas one year as a child, The Hobbit, and I read that book so many times that it fell to pieces. I mean, it lasted like 4 or 5 years, but I do remember The Hobbit. But I also remember first grade. You know, I said I'm 30s, but I mean, some people don't realize what that means. First grade, I remember Jim Locken, and they read the first few chapters of Harry Potter, The Sorcerer's Stone, and that was my first real love. Would be Harry Potter. Now I don't own any copies of Harry Potter anymore. They've just gotten destroyed and lost across multiple moves. I should probably remedy that, or I just just get like the audio, because I think Stephen Fry does the narration, and I love Stephen Fry. Anyway, number 6. What challenges do you foresee with your Booktube channel? Maintaining content is one thing. I was really nervous that I would be shy in front of the camera, but I've got the gift of gab if you let me get going. I've also got a 9-month-old daughter, so finding time to make sure that I am being a good dad is more important to me than reading my books. So there may be times when my content output may not always meet my expectation. You know, I hope to do 2 to 3 videos a week, you know, a Monday, Wednesday, Friday release schedule. If at all possible, I'm still kind of working out the logistics on how to upload to YouTube and make sure I'm putting out quality content. So those would be challenges that I foresee. When did I start reading? I have been a lifelong reader. I think I learned to read in very young, probably first grade. I think I was reading at a college level by middle school. So I mean, I have been reading for decades, many decades. Not many decades, a couple decades. Well, more than a couple. Anyway, whatever. Where do you like to read? I like to read on the sofa. I like to read in bed. I like to read pretty much anywhere. Anywhere that I can get into a comfortable position and have quiet, I will read. I have lately just, quiet is no longer necessary because I love white noise. White noise makes reading and focusing so much easier, and it is my #1 reading tip. If you live in a loud area where sounds may distract you, get a white noise machine. They're like $30 on Amazon. Moving on. What books do you like? Well, I like epic fantasy. I'm dipping a toe into grimdark. I'm still working on it. You know, I've got most of the Broken Empire and the First Law trilogy under my belt. So I'm starting to get into grimdark a little bit. I read one urban fantasy romance author, and that is Ilona Andrews, and that is the only one I will read. I love Ilona Andrews. The Kate Daniels series is chef's kiss. Anyway, I like sci-fi. Honestly, I am a massive wheelie. I love Wheel of Time. I know it's flawed. I know the slog is real. I don't care. I love it. Let's see. What books do you like? Number 10. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I pretty much pester them on a daily basis anyway, but, you know, I like to ask, you know, what are you currently reading? Do you have any video ideas? You know, what qualifies as content? Does me talking qualifies as content? I hope it qualifies as content, because that's what I'm going to do. Moving along, we got one more here. What is your favorite book? If you were to put my feet to the coals and threaten me with incessant tickling, sorry, I froze right there, it would probably have to be Robert Jordan's Eye of the World. I first read this in 7th grade, I believe. So we're talking 2003, I believe. And I remember I had a buddy that I've been friends with for years. We recently fell out of touch, but I remember walking up to his locker, and he opened the locker, and we were talking, and he opened it, and books fell out of his locker. And this was one of them. And I picked it up, and I said, "What's this?" And he was like, "Oh, that's the Wheel of Time. You're going to love it." And he handed it to me. He had a whole bunch of books in it. I mean, literally, books just fell out of the locker. I read it and immediately went to Borders, because, you know, Borders wasn't dead yet. And I got those 3-book mass market paperback sets. And I got 3 of those, and I begged my mom to get them. And I fell in love with the Wheel of Time, and it all started right here with the Eye of the World. I've probably read it at least 6 times, and I've got a reread scheduled for hopefully 2021. So, yeah, I love this book. Even if it is a Lord of the Rings retelling, as some people claim. But yeah, that is the Booktube Newbie tag. So, like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions for me, or if you just want to talk books. Till next time, see you later.